So according to several insiders, we finally have a rough idea of what the story of Spider-Man Brand New Day might look like. And if this turns out to be true, then this movie is going to be way bigger than we expected. After the events of No Way Home, everyone has forgotten Peter Parker. No one remembers that Peter is Spider-Man. It's like he has been completely erased from people's lives. Because of that, Peter now spends most of his time as Spider-Man protecting the city from crime. But even then, he keeps thinking about MJ and Ned. He misses them constantly. At one point, he even writes a confession letter to MJ, but never gives it to her. He just reads it to himself. Right now, Peter is completely alone, and that isolation is slowly breaking him emotionally. Then the movie shows a fast montage where Spider-Man is fighting multiple villains across the city. Characters like Boomerang, Tarantula, Chameleon, and Rhino. At the same time, the public perception of superheroes has changed. After the rise of Kingpin as mayor, people have started seeing heroes in a negative light. But despite that, Spider-Man is still loved by New York City because he continues to help people and save lives. However, the Department of Damage Control sees Spider-Man as a threat. They want to control him. Peter is also avoiding his personal life and focusing only on being Spider-Man. But this constant stress, loneliness, and emotional pressure start affecting his body. His powers become unstable. Sometimes webs shoot out of his hands without web shooters. Sometimes his aggression spikes suddenly. And sometimes his body starts changing in unnatural ways. Sadie Sink's character plays an unregistered mutant, most likely Jean Grey, who is being hunted by Damage Control because her powers are unstable and dangerous. Her goal is not just to stay free, but also to expose Damage Control. Interestingly, she doesn't trust Spider-Man either. She believes that whenever Spider-Man shows up, situations only get worse. She's also afraid that Damage Control might use her connection to Spider-Man as an excuse to hunt her even more aggressively. On the other hand, Punisher supports Jean Grey. Both of them want to expose Damage Control. Now, the main villain of the movie is most likely Tombstone, a powerful crime boss. He benefits from chaos. The more unstable the city becomes, the more control he gains. Tombstone is also funding The Hand, the group of red ninjas. Meanwhile, Mac Gargan, also known as Scorpion, is already in Damage Control custody. Tombstone's plan is to free him and use him to kill Spider-Man. During a transport sequence, Damage Control is moving Scorpion to another location. Suddenly, the Hand attacks the convoy on the highway. This leads to a massive action sequence. Spider-Man arrives to stop them, and Punisher also joins the fight. During the chaos, the convoy crashes into a prison, and Scorpion manages to escape, partly because Spider-Man's powers become unstable again. But the Hand doesn't stop there. They enter the prison and try to free as many criminals as possible to increase crime across the city. This leads to another intense battle between Spider-Man, Punisher, and the Hand. But again, Peter's unstable powers almost get him killed until Punisher saves him. After this, Peter's condition gets worse. He starts fainting randomly. His body behaves abnormally. His powers are completely out of control. At this point, Bruce Banner becomes the only person who can help him. Peter's body is going through a kind of metamorphosis. Eventually, Peter loses consciousness and wakes up inside a web cocoon. All the emotions he suppressed after losing everyone in No Way Home are now affecting him physically. When he comes out of the cocoon, he gains organic webbing and becomes far more dangerous. He even grows extra limbs. This is the Man-Spider transformation. Meanwhile, Tombstone gives Scorpion his full suit and orders him to kill Spider-Man. This leads to a major street battle between Spider-Man and Scorpion. Spider-Man manages to win, but just as he is about to capture him, his powers fail again, and Scorpion escapes. At the same time, Bruce Banner is under pressure, trying to understand Peter's condition. At some point, Banner transforms again, but this time not into the Green Hulk. Instead, he becomes Grey Hulk. This could happen either because of Scorpion's chemical sting, or because Jean Grey's powers accidentally trigger Hulk inside Banner's mind. Grey Hulk is far more aggressive and uncontrollable. Punisher even brings in a tank to try and stop Hulk, while Spider-Man joins the fight to prevent both sides from killing each other. Eventually, Jean Grey uses her powers to calm Hulk down and turn him back into Bruce Banner. But right after that, Peter reaches his emotional breaking point, and this time he fully transforms into Man-Spider. At this stage, he is no longer Peter Parker. He becomes a monstrous version of Spider-Man and starts attacking everyone around him. Punisher, Jean, everyone. Jean Grey once again uses her powers to stabilize him and bring him back to normal. At the same time, Bruce Banner develops an antidote that finally stabilizes Peter's mutation permanently. After this, we get the final battle. Spider-Man, Hulk, and Jean Grey versus Tombstone, The Hand, Scorpion, and other villains. The heroes win the fight, but they fail to capture all the villains, setting up future conflicts. In the post-credit scene, it is rumored that multiple symbiotes will be introduced. Tombstone meets a mysterious buyer who gives him a vial containing a symbiote. Tombstone then looks at Scorpion, hinting that the symbiote might bond with him first instead of Peter. The second post-credit scene will directly connect to Avengers Doomsday, possibly teasing a multiversal event like an incursion. Now, coming to the biggest mystery, the main villain. Tom Holland mentioned that this movie includes villains never seen before in Marvel films. And one strong possibility is that the real main villain is the Jackal, Miles Warren. There are multiple clues. The voice in the trailer explaining the spider life cycle matches actor Keith David, and reports suggest he is playing Miles Warren. In the comics, Miles Warren is a biochemist obsessed with cloning and genetic experiments. He created Spider-Man clones and manipulated events behind the scenes. In the movie, Peter is seen at Empire State University, where Warren could be a professor. Since Peter's body is mutating, it makes sense for him to seek help from a biochemist. There's also a hidden clue. The word Jackal appears briefly in the background of a party scene. In the comics, Jackal also manipulates other characters, including villains like Tarantula, and even uses Punisher at times. So it's very possible that Jackal is the mastermind behind everything, hiring the Hand, targeting Jean Grey, and even planning to experiment on Spider-Man. Because at the end of the day, he is obsessed with evolution, DNA, and creating something beyond human. And Spider-Man is the perfect subject. Now remember, this is all based on reported leaks. The final movie will definitely have changes, twists, and surprises. But if even half of this turns out to be true, Brand New Day is going to be insane. So what do you think? Does this story sound good to you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.